Hello, I'm Logical Disciple, and today I'm going to show you how to prove Christianity in 4 easy steps. The statement, "there is no objective truth," is a claim that the person making it believes is true. But if it's a true statement, then an objective truth exists, which makes the original claim false. This is why foundation of truth is the only way we can investigate anything, from the universe to God. Let's start with the claim, "there is no objective truth." The person saying that wants you to believe their statement is true, but if it was a true statement, it would be an objective truth, which would make the original statement false. It contradicts itself. Truth is simply what matches reality. 2 plus 2 equals 4, no matter how you feel about it. Gravity is real, whether you believe in it or not. These things are objectively true for everyone. This same logic applies to God. The claim God exists and the claim God does not exist are both presented as objective truths. One of them is right and one of them is wrong. He either exists or he doesn't. Our belief doesn't change that reality. Once we agree that some things are factually true and others are false, we can begin to investigate the evidence. Our first clue is the universe itself. If truth exists, then we can ask the big questions. So where did the universe come from? This leads us to our second point. Does God exist? These are 3 clues in a reality that point to a creator. First, the beginning of the universe. We know that things that begin to exist have a cause. Scientific evidence, like the expansion of the universe, indicates that space, time, and matter all had a beginning. Therefore, the cause of the universe must be outside of space, time, and matter. It must be spaceless, timeless, and incredibly powerful. Second, the universe is fine-tuned for life. Fundamental forces of physics, like gravity, are set with unbelievable precision. If they were even slightly different, life couldn't exist. This precision points more to a designer than to random chance. Third, objective morality. We all know, deep down, that some things are truly right and some are truly wrong. Without God, these are just personal feelings. But if there's a real standard for good, it points to a moral lawgiver who sets that standard. Together, these clues point to a spaceless, timeless, powerful, intelligent, and moral creator. So the evidence points to a creator, but this raises a big question for many. What about miracles? The Christian faith is built on the resurrection of Jesus, so if miracles are impossible, Christianity isn't true. Many believe that science has disproven miracles, but this is a misunderstanding of what science is. Science is the study of the normal, repeatable patterns of nature, which we call natural laws. But science can only observe the natural world. It can't say anything about what might exist outside of it. Natural laws don't stop God from acting. They just describe what happens when he isn't stepping in. A miracle is simply God, the creator of the natural laws, intervening in his creation. If a creator was powerful enough to make the entire universe from nothing, then smaller miracles, like those found in the New Testament, are certainly possible for him. This means we can investigate claims of miracles as potential historical events. This brings us to our final question. Can we trust the New Testament account of Jesus' resurrection? Now that we've established miracles are possible, we can look at the historical evidence. First, the accounts are very early. Core Christian beliefs about the resurrection are dated by scholars to within just a few years of Jesus' death. This was a time when eyewitnesses were still alive and could have corrected a false story. These aren't legends that developed over centuries. Second, the accounts include embarrassing details. The apostles are often shown as cowardly and slow to understand. The first witnesses to the empty tomb are reported to be women, whose testimony was not highly valued in that culture. It wasn't even allowed in court. You wouldn't invent these details if you were trying to create a convincing lie. You include them only if you are reporting what has actually happened. Finally, consider the resurrection itself. Historians widely agree that Jesus was crucified, and that his disciples suddenly and sincerely believed he had appeared to them alive. Their lives were completely transformed, and they were willing to die for this belief. They wouldn't die for a known lie, and a mass hallucination doesn't fit the facts. The best explanation for the evidence is the disciples were telling the truth. Jesus rose from the dead. So we followed a 4-step path. We started by establishing that truth is real. Based on that, we saw that the evidence from the universe points to a creator. If that creator exists, then miracles are possible. And if miracles are possible, we can examine the historical evidence for the resurrection of Jesus Christ. Which of these 4 points was most interesting to you? Let me know in the comments. Subscribe so you don't miss our next video. Goodbye.